Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome back to another Miraculous Ladybug News video. Now, today, I have some very exciting news for those of you guys who like to keep up on all of the Season 4 spoilers. And so I should warn you now, if you don't really want to know anything about Season 4, you should probably click off now. But we have learned one of the episode titles of Season 4, and it's pretty exciting. As always, if you want to stay updated on all of the news relating to Miraculous Ladybug, I highly recommend that you go ahead and subscribe because I will update you whenever we hear new news. And type codes will be down in the description below if you want to jump around to each part of this story. But yeah, let's just go ahead and hop right into the news. So, Mundo Gloob, which is a channel in Brazil, has been announcing some information as of recently. Now, they started off with a teaser on one of the titles for Season 4, but what they're also doing is a live stream tomorrow, Saturday, August 8th at 4:30 p.m. EST. You'll have to translate to whatever time that is for you. But basically, they're going to be announcing supposedly another title episode name, and they're going to be actually reading part of the script from the New York special, and I will talk about this later. But anyway, that's just some background on this story. So yesterday, Mundo Gloob released an Instagram post saying, "Hey, we've got an episode title for you for Season 4. And what do you think that episode title is? Drum roll, please. One episode title for Season 4 is Gabriel Agreste. And some of you might think I'm joking, but I'm not. That's a real title as of right now. I mean, that's just what we're hearing from Gloob. Now, obviously, there are a lot of weird things with this that might be like, well, is this actually an episode title? Because historically, with the exception of very few episodes, the titles of the episodes have been what the villain's name is. Now, the only real exceptions you could say is Heroes Day Part 1 and 2, but even those had subtitles as Catalyst and Mayura. And the only other episode to really break this formula, like for real, is Ladybug and Cat Noir Origins. And that's because Stoneheart was the second part of that. Now, I will talk about some of my theories / ideas towards the end of the video because I want the people who actually care about the news to hear the news first, so that way if they don't care about my explanation, then they can just leave. But yeah, that is what we got yesterday. And they also said on a live stream, they would be announcing the second title, I guess. It's not in chronological order, at least that's not what we're expecting. It's just the Gabriel Agreste is some episode in Season 4, and then the one that they will be releasing tomorrow will also be some episode in Season 4. So that was in a single Instagram post, but since that Instagram post has come out, they have also started updating their YouTube channel with, well, I can't really say they've updated it. They've just added the stream, and it's like queued up to stream. But in the description of that queued stream, they write this. This is an unprecedented 1-hour edition of Miraculous Worlds. So basically, Gloob likes to celebrate Miraculous Day, and so they celebrated it last year and they released some stuff, and now they're celebrating it again this year. Anyway, continuing on with the description, our illustrious presenters Jessica Vieira, I'm probably going to butcher these names, voice actress for Ladybug, and Fabricio Villaverde, voice actor for Cat Noir, led the program full of jokes, theories, and even some spoilers. Someone told me that there will be a reading of an unprecedented scene, a Miraculous music clip, a special episode of Ladybug, and even a chat with Ladybug herself. Alright, so let's go ahead and break this down. So, full of jokes, that's just saying it'll be a fun time. Theories, basically the voice actors are going to be creating theories, for these new names. Even in the Instagram post said, in this stream, they would sort of be talking about, what does this mean? Now, here's the thing. I don't know if they've actually received any other info aside from the episode titles, so I don't know if what they have to say means anything, if they're, going to secretly throw in something that they know that we don't. But probably not, because, I don't know, why would you do that? And even some spoilers. So, okay, here's the thing about this even some spoilers part, right? Technically, that one other episode name that was mentioned in the Instagram post, that one other episode name could account for that entire spoilers. However, it might not, okay? So we will at least be getting one more episode title name for Season 4, and possibly even more spoilers for Season 4. We don't know, but that's what we know at least, is at least one more Season 4 episode title. Now, the next part is the reading of an unprecedented scene. So, earlier today, Gloob on Instagram released another image explaining how that unprecedented scene would be from the New York special. Now, for those of you guys who somehow don't know, the New York special will be coming out very soon. So, we're just going to be getting like a quick sneak peek of like a scene in the special, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now, a miraculous music clip, I don't think that's probably nothing. It might just be like a music clip that's already been written. It's just dubbed in Portuguese. I honestly don't know what that is. A special episode of Lady Blog could be the exact same thing. Could be something completely different. Not entirely sure what they are. And same thing with the chat with Ladybug. I doubt that's going to have anything to do with anything, so it's probably not super important. But it is there just in case it is super important or whatever. But yeah, the things that we can look forward to tomorrow, Saturday the 8th, is a Season 4 episode title, a small reading of a scene from the New York special, and that's really all we have confirmed that I think is going to be in there. But there could also be some other spoilers that we just don't know about yet. So already, you know, just getting to know one more Season 4 episode title name, that's already great. But also getting this reading from the New York special, that's also fantastic. And then also just any more spoilers are just an added bonus, so that's always cool. Now I should also mention that this is all going to be in Portuguese, so it's not like we are going to be, I mean, if you speak Portuguese, that's great, but for me as an English speaker, I do not. So what we're going to have to do is wait for this to be translated. Now my guess is there will be like very quick translations of the most important stuff. However, if we want a translation for the scene reading, that's probably going to take some time. As far as the episode title name, that's probably going to come really quick. Unless if it's something that can't really be translated, like for example, Papillon and Hawkmoth, they're completely different. But, so, I don't know. We might not be able to tell, like, what the actual episode title name is. It'll just probably be a rough translation for a while. And then later on, the official English name will be confirmed, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, cool. So, whether or not we actually get that information on Saturday tomorrow, or on Sunday, as far as soon as we get a translation for it, it just sort of all depends. So yeah, as far as news goes, that's pretty much it. So if you are only here for the news, you can go ahead and leave, but I am going to be talking about my theories and sort of what I think this Gabriel Agreste title name means. Because like I talked about earlier, it's really weird because typically it's the name of the akumatized victim. Now, when I think of weird, interesting episodes, one of the episodes that comes to mind is Felix. Now, that might seem like a weird episode, but the reason for that is because the title of Felix is certainly interesting, because Felix, in the episode Felix, never actually gets akumatized. And unless if I'm just remembering it incorrectly, because it has been a little while since I've seen it, that is the first time that a character's episode title name has not been akumatized. That's the weirdest episode regarding titles go. Because in fact, the true akumatized victims is the trio of Punishers, which is Julika, Rose, and Alia. Now, Felix ends up siding with Hawkmoth, and that's sort of what gives him the episode title name, but he's never actually akumatized. So this does prove that they are willing to do an episode title name based on a character that's sort of helping Hawkmoth. Now, you're probably saying, like, Aiden, come on, man, they're the same person. Hawkmoth is Gabriel Agreste. And yes, I am aware of that. So, in all honesty, I have really no idea, like, I don't have a sense of direction here, because there's just so many different things that they can do. Like, for example, it could just be Gabriel getting akumatized again from himself, or possibly from Mayura. Because, I don't know, maybe he needs to, like, get Ladybug and Cat Noir off his trail or something. Another idea that I had was maybe it's a Senti monster. And that Senti monster could look exactly like Gabriel Agreste because, I don't know, maybe, like, Ladybug and Cat Noir are trying to look after Gabriel, but he's also needing to be Hawkmoth at the same time, so he just needs to create a double of him, so that way, well, one, it would help his suspicion, and two, it's like, it just doesn't make it painfully obvious. And quite honestly, I think that's a fairly reasonable option there, because we do know that in season 4 Hawkmoth is going to be combining the two miraculous, and that's the butterfly miraculous and the peacock miraculous together, and basically it's just going to be a super Hawkmoth. And since the peacock miraculous is not damaged anymore, it should in theory be easier to do more complex things like that. So I think that is definitely a more likely possibility that Gabriel Agreste just refers to the Senti monster that is being created. Because as we know, Senti monsters can actually have episodes title after them. And that is Ladybug, for example, because Ladybug does not refer to the character Ladybug, but the Senti monster Ladybug. Now, the only other thing that I really thought of regarding the episode title and why it is that is because people like Ladybug and Cat Noir have figured out that Gabriel Agreste is the main villain, and so it's just titled that because they're like, oh, it's Gabriel Agreste, and that's why the title is called that. But quite honestly, I think the only good option to have that as is either, and it's either the first episode, which is not likely at all because that just to me feels way too soon, or the season finale. And my question for that would be, well, typically throughout the history, we've seen the season finales as 2-part episodes, and well, with the exception of the first season, but that doesn't matter. So like, my question would be, well, did they just not tell Gloob that this was a 2-part episode, and like that's like the second last part or something, and there's actually like, you know, the Heroes Day was one, and then the Battle of the Miraculous was another. So is there like a 2-part name that they're gonna have? But again, it's just really unlikely because the way that Miraculous is it's a 1 episode, and then the next episode doesn't really have anything to do with the first episode, so it doesn't exactly matter what order you're in. And again, season 3 has been getting better at that, but it's still like really rocky. But yeah, all in all, my guess for what Gabriel Agreste the episode is going to be is it is going to be a Senti monster called Gabriel Agreste. It's going to look exactly like Gabriel Agreste, and the reason why there is going to be a Senti monster called Gabriel Agreste that looks exactly like Gabriel Agreste is because Hawkmoth cannot be Gabriel Agreste and Hawkmoth at the same time. So boom, mystery solved. That's my guess. Now obviously I don't know what it is, I don't know what the correct answer is, that's just my theory. Let me know what your theories are down in the comments below, because that's sort of what this community is for. Because who knows, maybe you guys will think of something and then it'll be like, wow, that's a much better idea than what I thought of. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
It must be a fate.